Welcome back to Module 2. So today, we're going to be talking about a couple very important aspects of the business that many people don't address. But before we begin, I first want to thank you for taking your time and really investing in yourself. The fact that you're still on here and watching and listening, taking notes, shows your engagement, shows your commitment, and shows that you really want it, where a lot of people just want that quick strategy. Show it to me so I could do it. So thank you for sticking with this. You're not going to be sorry. Now today we're going to talk about something that's so important, and that's the mental game. That is the mental game. It is something that many have become very big victims of, including myself. When I first started trading, I still remember it very well. I lost some money and I really went hard in learning the trading. I learned strategies, I had coaches, I had all these things that really helped me grow, and it really did help me in a big way. Strategies were key for me. Building my trading plan was huge for me. That changed the game. But what happened was, even after I got it, things went a certain direction certain times, and I would get emotional. And when I got emotional, a lot of those things that I learned, those specific rules that I learned that worked for the best, went out the window. And when I went to my coaches and I said, I lost $15,000 today and I followed your plan, the coach told me, did you? Let's go over the plan. He went over the plan with me and I was missing 3 pieces. He said, the reason you missed those pieces was because you were not in the same state of mind. You lost money because you got into a situation you were never in and you got emotional. It's like, wow. It hit me hard. I didn't follow the steps. I thought I did, but I was in a different state of mind. That day, I started focusing on the inner game. The game inside your mind. The game that most will never get to. And the ones that do it with experience. They mess up, they fail, they lose for a decade until they get numb to it. So you have a choice. You could take a decade of failure and loss to get to that point, or you could learn from others and take those decades, turn them into days. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn the secret psychological pieces that sabotage us. So let's begin. The psychological sabotage. Many understand that trading is a very strategic game, and we need proven strategies to become great at it. Most spend time looking for every tactic in the book so they can have the upper hand. Although we will discuss those incredible pieces later on, we first need to realize another aspect that the 10% have been utilizing while the 90% don't ever even think about. I know I didn't. No idea. 20% of the trading success comes from tactical strategies, which we'll get into. 80% comes from psychological strategies. Yeah, you heard that right. 80% has to do with the mental aspect of the game. We will review the major psychological secrets that will set you on course to the success of the 10%. The game is simple. In order for someone to make money, someone has to lose money. And because of that, we get persuaded. We get persuaded by the people who want to see our money go in their pocket. And that's why we're going to talk about our psychological secret number 1, the persuasion phenomenon. Many believe that when you make a trade, it is your decision. But that's not necessarily true. There have been other influences that appear that make your decision for you on a subconscious level. Let's not get it twisted. Having the right people influence you is essential for success. But what happens if you're influenced by the wrong people? As we talked before, the news always has an agenda and is constantly creating urgency to buy or sell something. So the news is a big portion of it. But what's even more effective than the news are your friends. We always seeing your friends, people, colleagues, whatever it is, talking around, having small talk. Hey, I love Chipotle. Just using Chipotle here as an example, but they'll tell you how great Chipotle is because they love the company. They're the best, dude. I would invest in them. Heck yeah, they have the best food. It seems like casual conversations, but subconsciously it's getting into your head that it's a good company. And somewhere along the line, when you're making a decision, that may affect it. Our friends and people in our lives don't mean to influence us to invest, but our decisions get affected by their opinions. And when we talk about your friends and influences, one of the biggest influences out there is social media. In today's world, if you're joining a stock group, you're gonna see posts like this. Hey guys, I just made 125% profit on stock XYZ. Don't miss out this week. They're going to kill it. Wow. This guy must know what he's talking about. Now, he might have just one trade like this. We don't know. All we know is this is the one trade he had. Whether it's true or not, he might post pictures and it may be true. But how many times did he lose? Is he posting this because he's excited he finally got lucky? It's things we don't think about. But to add to this, the comments happen. And this is where that fear of missing out goes. You start seeing comments like, that's amazing. I'm actually going to invest in it myself. I missed out this week. I'm not missing out next one. This is obviously a no-brainer. I just watched the news and they expect great things from this company. My friends were just using this product. They really work great. Definitely a company to invest ASAP. I mean, when you see this, how can you go wrong? Everybody's thinking the same thing. You can't miss out on this one. There's no way. You don't want to be the only one missing out. Social media will make you truly feel like we need to get in on an investment ASAP. And then you fall into the cycle. With the social media, the news, your friends, you get into it. And it's a crazy cycle, man. The persuasion phenomenon cycle. And this cycle will create problems. And you'll go through it without ever noticing. You will just be in on it, and it'll drive you crazy. Crazy. And then you will encounter two problems because of it. Problem number one, the anxiety of it all will cause you to buy the first stocks you will see because of the illusion of missing out on an opportunity. The whole logic went out the window. You're playing emotionally. And problem number two, because of the same illusion, you may double down or even triple down on your positions and lose substantially more money. What happened here is you followed. You followed a cycle that you did not know you were in. How do you beat a cycle that you didn't even know you were in? You don't. You play the position. You put more money in because now you got to feed your ego. You made a decision and everybody said it would work. It has to work. So now that I'm down, let me put more money in to make up for that other money. And now you're gambling. Because you followed. You followed blindly. Here's the big thing though. The 10% are not followers of anyone. They master their plan and lead themselves to consistent gains. Here's the 10% solution. Stay away from social media and stay away from stock group chats. This is the new form of peer pressure. And peer pressure is not always intentional. Think about when you were in school. Peer pressure happens when you want to feel in rapport with everybody else. And today, with all this social media, chats, news. You want to feel a part of it, and it's stronger than ever. Now, don't get me wrong. These are great tools. But if you're new, it will only produce anxiety and will cause bad decisions. There are no shortcuts. You got to create your proven trading plan that you use consistently, and everything else are just additional tools you can experiment with. Think about the house. Think about that house. It sounds simple, right? But this is where people fail. And what's worse is these people put in time to learn strategies. They took that time, but they were missing the elephant in the room that took them either many years to learn, but most, the 90%, just give up because they believe it's the strategy that didn't work. Never copy anyone's trades without having your own foundation. This will guarantee a huge disaster. In today's society, there's so many people trying to get your money, and they'll tell you, I'll trade, you copy. One of the most biggest ways people lose money, and why is that if they're so smart? Doesn't mean they don't have a lack of education in the stock market or anything like that. They have a core of their own and they trade with it. And what happens is when they make a trade and something goes a different direction, people believe that because this person is doing it, that they're going to get it right every time. That's not true. Nobody gets it right any time. And anybody who tells you differently is trying to sell you something. The market can be crazy. The question is how you react to it. Well, if this person is successful, and they might have done it for 20 years, they know how to get out of a trade. They know how to manage the trade when they're in it. You can't do that live. You can't. And a lot of times, when this happens, they'll tell you a trade that they put in 20 minutes ago, which is already too late to get in on. But you'll get in on it anyways because you don't want to miss out. And now you're back in that persuasion cycle. So be careful. Be careful. If you have a good core and you build a trading plan and you have it, okay, maybe you could use this as maybe a small little help or maybe a watch list, but don't follow anyone blindly. Psychological secret number 2. Invest based on inspiration, not desperation. When trading, it's very easy to look up a strategy on social media or YouTube and try to make something happen. I mean, come on, it's so easy. It's out there. It's free. You're very inspired to put in the trade that you believe will go up. I mean, come on. There's no way this can fail. Everyone is talking about it. Every video has it. Everybody's just saying this will happen. This will definitely happen. No problem. Guaranteed. Gotta get in on it. And you do. You got in and you're happy. You're doing your thing. The stock's gonna go up. I'm gonna have some nice money at the end. I could finally get that little car I wanted. This is great. Thank God for social media. Thank God for YouTube. These guys are great. But then it happens. You start to lose. The stock is going down. Your account starts depleting. And you are now in a panic. Desperation has kicked in. The logical part of you that was in the driver's seat has spiraled out of control. Your emotions are now running the show. You weren't prepared for this. It was supposed to go up. Everyone said so. This was not supposed to happen. So what do you do? What do you do now? You do the only thing you can. You stick it out. I mean, you've gotten this far. It has to turn around. Everyone said it will do great. You keep waiting for the turn. But then it happens again. You lose even more. You went from 10K to 2K. You finally can't do it anymore. You have had enough. You cash out your 2K and take an 8K loss. That's the day you decided never to try the market again. All you wanted was to invest and make extra income. You somehow ended up fighting not to lose it all. Congratulations. You just became the 90%. You became what everyone thinks they'll never be. It wasn't your fault fully. You were a victim of the cycle. The 10% don't blindly trust anyone's advice. They investigate on their own and then execute. I never really fully understood that for a long time. I lost money when I first started. I did. And it was because I was looking for a way. I was listening to everybody. I was trying to put it all together, not realizing that everybody has a different philosophy and I had to stick to one. I had to figure out what I wanted to do and stick with it. And because of that, I got into the cycle. And after I got out of the cycle, lost 20 grand in a week. I tried again because my ego wouldn't let me give up. And when I tried again, I lost again. I tried a different strategy and I kept losing. It took me years to realize that it wasn't the strategy. It was I didn't have consistent strategy. I didn't have a trading plan and I didn't have the mindset to do so. I wasn't equipped for it. So let me give you the 10% solution. No matter how you find your next opportunity to invest, make sure to always analyze it with your own trading rules. Your own trading rules that you create, that are made based on proven strategies that work. No one will ever have a care for your hard-earned money like you. No one. The 10% trade within their means. And that's something that's extremely important. Because we talked about all these things just now. And what really hurts the emotions the most is when your whole life is on the line. When all the money you put in is in there. When you have to worry about that money, that you can't lose it, but you put it in. That's scary. And you will make illogical decisions. And you will lose money. The 10% don't do that. They put the money that they don't worry about. They put their play money, if that's what you want to call it. They put enough money based on their risk tolerance where they could stay calm, logical, and make this a business, not a casino. So here's the 10% solution. Emotions get aroused pretty quickly when you're trading money that you can't afford to lose. You will encounter others who are making trades with a huge bank account. And that's easy to trade when you have a big bank account and you want to get to that level fast because you don't want to miss out. Just remember, at some point, those people started small as well and built it up organically. If you started big, you're going to lose big. Growth is the key to this. And just think about, people winning lotteries. People will come from nothing, win lotteries, but you never hear happy stories. A lot of them will commit suicide. And when asked, when people did research why that happens, it's because their identity was still in a poor mindset. They weren't ready for all that money. They didn't build it organically. It came out of nowhere. Build yourself up organically and enjoy the process. Growth is going to give you the ultimate fulfillment with this whole thing. So don't be scared to grow. It's okay to start small. The beauty of it will be when you start seeing that account grow and grow on a compound interest. And it's going to grow because you're going to put in the money the right way. You're going to use it the right way. You're going to utilize all the strategies, and it'll give you that snowball effect. The ones that start with a big bank account usually lose a lot more than others. 10% know that. Why? Because most of that 10% used to be the 90% that lost it. I know I have. These people don't have any favoritism and are in the same situation as you. Think about what that means. There is no favoritism and are in the same position as you. No different. They're still trading. They're still doing the same strategies, just with a different number. Remember, the market doesn't discriminate against anyone. It will take the money you give it and will either reward you or it'll smack you around until you quit or learn. Everybody has had those moments. Whether you're the president, whether you're a peasant, whether you're a drug addict, whether you're the man, doesn't matter who you are. Black, white, green, purple, it does not matter who you are. The market does not discriminate. It will smack you around. And you will learn. So, when somebody has a big account, guess what? There is no favoritism. They will take that money just the same. So we play a proportional game. If they have $100,000 and they're doing great, they might have millions out there. 100,000 is not a lot. Well, you could get there, but you got to start somewhere. Once you get your system down and you see gains inconsistently with a proven trading plan, then you can increase your account. It's all about building that confidence with doing something that's consistent. When you stop looking for the next big thing, when you stop chasing and you finally figured out a formula that works. Don't get me wrong, you always want to learn something new, but the core has to stay the same. Your psychological philosophy of how you trade has to stay the same, because right now you're at that moment where you could build it. Stay there. Build it. Don't give up. Invest in one thing and stick to it. And then when you see that result, when you see the progress, and you will know when, in your gut, you will know when it's the right time. Always trade with what you're comfortable with. Don't let anybody tell you how much you should be trading. You know your risk tolerance. Some are more risky than others. It's whatever you feel comfortable with to make the logical decisions.